Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
This is Timothy Barr from MLW. Make sure you give a listen to one of the greatest podcasts in the world, True Heel Heat.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for another edition of Rated Raw Review, episode 30. What badasses do? Reviewing the August 12th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, the president of the Liv Morgan fan club, the president of the Charlotte Flair fan club, the president of the Ariana Grace fan club, the president of your favorite wrestlers fan club, cousin to Carlito Caribbean Cool and every cologne in the business today. He is Mr. Romeo Anthony Cologne. How are you doing?
What's up, bro? What's up, everybody in the chat? I'm just loving life. I'm loving WWE. What a time. Cooking every week. Well, mostly every week, except for that one episode that stunk. And, to think...
Monday Night Raw is a lot better than SmackDown. I'll give you that.
Oh, SmackDown's back, though, baby. Roman's back. SmackDown's back. SmackDown is back. But, and it looks like Roman, wow, it's working back-to-back weeks. Look at Roman's schedule, man. He's here. He's here to go. He's here to work. But, man, loving WWE, and to think we're going to add, Lucha Bros, Ricky Starks, Daniel Garcia. It just gets better and better, the roster. Wow. I'm so pumped.
You sound like a shill.
It's what you would say. I was expecting you to say that. Can't enjoy anything around here.
That's saying. I was like, God damn, man. Like, it's all right. It's cool. I'm glad you liking the product, but damn. But yes, thank you guys for joining us live. We appreciate y'all. If you're joining us live, we appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on demand, remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, hit the heart, hit the like, hit the laugh, an angry emoji. However Monday Night Raw made you feel this week. Watching us on Romeo's Twitter, you can hit that heart, hit the retweet. Helps the algorithm over there and help out the algorithm over here by sounding off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on Monday Night Raw and what you thought about last night's show. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, hit the $sign and send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. We always appreciate that type of support because it keeps the channel moving. We got also in the chat with us today, we got G Loke joining us in the chat. Good to see you. He says, what it do at True Heel Heat? Smash up that like. Dom is a true player. His wife lets him play video games. Rhea needs to check her attitude. LOL. Damn. We out here checking females' attitudes in these streets.
As long as it ain't Liv Morgan's, we good.
I guess so. Rhea got explained why Dom turned his back on her. We got Nathaniel Cranshaw who says, I think The Rock will beat Cody at WrestleMania. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Might happen. Could happen. I think The Rock beats Cody on the first Netflix on Monday Night Raw. That's what I think.
Which would be when?
In January.
Oof.
We got Valerie who says Romeo got that application to Chick-fil-A. Get it?
I was like, what is he doing there? It's like, oh, now I see.
Let me see. 3D chest right there.
Well done.
And we got Vala B who says Dom just isn't that deep, bro. Something that he's heard before. Apparently.
Oh man. We'll get into that. There's a lot to say.
Big Red Dog says, I'm gonna call him straight trash. Growling Vince voice. Yes, I am Harlem street trash, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about all of you guys. Before we get into Monday Night Raw, what did you think about that report? It was reported by WrestleVotes on Monday, I believe Monday afternoon, yesterday. They reported that there will be a revamp, well, Monday morning. It was a rebrand suggested for Judgment Day. They are discussing this new Judgment Day to have some type of rebrand with a name change is likely, and the most popular or the one that they've been discussing the most is an out-of-the-box but logical name change to Street Trash. What would you think about the Judgment Day being renamed to Street Trash?
Listen, I think it's a bad report. Unfortunately, I don't think WrestleVotes can shoot 100% with his reporting. Sometimes you're bound to get things wrong. I just don't buy it. They've come out with a new Judgment Day shirt. Finn repeatedly refers to them as Judgment Day. In his first promo after SummerSlam, he uses the insult street trash on Damian Priest. He's like, maybe Gunther was right. You are street trash. It's like it makes no sense to me, all these things put together. So I don't believe the report until seen otherwise on TV.
So the better question is, would Street Trash be a worse name than Pure Fusion Collective?
No, it'd be better. Somehow, some way, Street Trash is better.
I had people who were actually commenting that, like, "Oh, well, yeah, it's not the best, but it's at least better than Street Trash." I was like,
it's not.
No, I was like, Street Trash actually makes sense, and it's not a fucking fragrance at Bed Bath and Beyond. Like that's what Pure Fusion Collective sounds like. One of the worst names for a stable I think I've ever heard in the pro wrestling business.
It makes No Quarter Catch Crew sound amazing. That's not the best name either. So it's terrible.
It makes New Catch Republic sound like the NWO.
Yes. Now that's the best of them all. Terrible name. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
This would never get approved under the old man. Never, ever would he allow that. And this guy came up with some bad shit himself.
He came up with sorority sisters, or what was the name of Paige, Becky, and
The
Charlotte?
submission sorority,
Yes, the submission sorority.
which gave you quite a Google search if you looked it up.
Remember the Banger Bros?
That was hilarious. That should have stuck. That should have stayed. Screw it.
We got Brandon Brown, who has been a member of the channel for 10 months. Thank you so much, Brandon Brown. We also got other members like Bala B in the chat, as well as I Make Beats. Brandon Brown, clap it up for you. Almost a year as a member of the channel. You could become a member as well, hitting that join button for just $1 a month. We also got another member here in I Make Beats who says, "What's up, my guys? Another sunny day and on THH." You already the deal, good sir. We got Camille. I'm gonna say, I think I'm saying that right.
Camille,
he says WWE is making Dominic look like a joke instead of using his momentum and making him on any type of heel. He has fooled everyone. They only focus on making the faces look good. I don't like it. I think Dominic is one of my favorite heels in recent WWE history. He gets massive amounts of heat. He's not the best wrestler. He's not an Eddie type of heel. Eddie Guerrero could be kind of a goofy kind of womanizer as Latino heat, but also deliver in the ring. Dom is not that in the ring. So he's got to play up his character more. And I think they're doing a good job at that. So what do you think, Romeo?
I strongly disagree with this comment. I more so agree in line with what you're saying, SP3. Listen, Dominic is excellent at what he's being asked to do. He's top notch, and that in and of itself is something that reminds you of Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero was excellent in what he was asked to do. So I think Dom's doing just fine. Keep in mind, this kid is still only 27 years old. He has a whole entire career ahead of him for him to eventually one day be
years if he's gonna keep up with his dad. At least 20 years.
Sheesh, crazy. Like this is one of the best characters on both programs. So
we got Vala B who says they're insisting on Pure Fusion Collective, but they refuse to call Lashley and the Profits the Pride. Yo, for months they were like, nope. They're not the Pride to us. You can call yourself that on social media. You're Bobby Lashley in the Street Profits whenever we turn on the show.
And in retrospect, we now know why. Because they were dead set on saying, bye-bye, Lashley. We don't want the Street Profits to be associated with this because they're eventually going to be the Street Profits again. And we don't want to confuse the viewers. Right? In retrospect.
You're kind of right. We got I Make Beast who says, what's worse, Bang Bang Scissor Gang or Street Trash? Both better than Pure Fusion Collective.
Yes. Bang Bang Scissor Gang has a ring to it. Yeah. It's not so much the name that was a problem. It was
the group itself.
Who loves the Acclaim nowadays? Like nobody really. Very few.
The Acclaim pretty much dragged down anyone they have feuded with in the past year. Pretty much. But the name was not the issue.
Yes.
Pure Fusion Collective is a group of people that I enjoy. I enjoy all these people. I even enjoy them as a group. But that name is fucking trash. It is street trash.
All time.
Big Man Dog says Pure Fusion Collective sounds like some new age religious cult.
More than the Wyatt 6.
For real. We got S-Stock Jack who says Terra Twins was pretty cringe. I like Terra Twins. I'm fine with
that. Yeah, that's a bad take. Terra Twins is awesome. Where's the merch? What's taking so long? They must not want to have something called Terra, I guess. Yeah. That'll get you another Google search.
No, we don't want that. We don't want Terra in WWE. We already got enough of that behind the scenes. Somebody says Pure Fusion Collective is the worst name. Big Man Does says Banger Bros was good. We got a super chat donation from I Make Beats. Thank you so much, I Make Beats. You know this guy got a VPN just so he could become a member and send a super chat.
Appreciate that. That's awesome. Dedication.
Dedication to
we
our
appreciate
craft.
It.
He also says, I appreciate Dom paying homage to Eddie, though, for real. Absolutely. absolutely. You can even see with the mustache and stuff like that. It's good. It's good.
I can't picture him without it now, honestly.
Yeah, it's a part of it. It's a part of his character. But thank you guys. Keep the comments coming. Keep those super chat coming. Those always help us out and dictate where we go with the conversation. But let's talk about Monday Night Raw from last night, August 12th, 2024. The show took place from Austin, Texas. What did you think about the crowd last night in Austin?
I thought another hot crowd. Not as hot as last week, but still hot.
Yeah, it's been a nice run of really good crowds from Monday Night Raw. And a lot of that is on what they're doing on the show. And they started off with one of their hottest stories right now, which is the fallout of the Judgment Day implosion. But I will say, before I'm gonna praise, I like the Judgment Day story and I like where it's going. A lot of this episode, though, felt like, didn't y'all do this last week? And the Judgment Day thing, even though I like it, it did feel like, okay, y'all did the better version of this last week, and we got our first run in.
Oh.
You gonna show them your hair? You got your hair did from mommy. Mommy put your hair in the bun. Say hi, Romeo.
Hi, Roman. I watch Batman the series.
And say, send a super chat.
Then the super chat.
She's got such a British accent. My goodness. You guys
It was
hear
too
that?
funny.
Notice that?
It was too funny. Cher, when I was on FMC this morning, she says she sounds like Peppa Pig.
Never seen it, so I couldn't tell
God. Oh God. It was like right on cue. I was like, oh, I know what he's about to
you.
say.
Couldn't tell you what that sounds like. But what an accent.
After a recap of the recent events with the Judgment Day from SummerSlam, as well as last week's Raw, we got the people arriving at the building, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, and then we had the former WWE Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley, who came out to a big reaction from this Austin crowd. She said that she had a lot of time to consider what happened at SummerSlam with Dominic Mysterio turning his back on her. She's felt every emotion you can in a situation like this. She felt embarrassment and heartbreak, but really, she was just pissed the hell off. Dominic Mysterio stabbed her in the back, but he's heard this a lot, and he's probably heard this a lot before. It just wasn't deep enough. The crowd really enjoyed that line. Ripley warned Liv Morgan that she couldn't run away forever because she was Rhea Bloody Ripley, and it was time to remind them of that. They then heard the voice of Liv Morgan, and she appeared in the crowd next to Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Liv and Dom appeared to the top of the row of the arena's lower level. Morgan handed the mic to Dom, who she said wanted to get some stuff off of his chest. Ripley enjoyed the booing as she cupped her ear like she was Hulk Hogan, but wanted to hear what Dom had to say, even though the crowd was booing him heavily. He says that he was a man and deserved to be treated like one. The crowd told him that he sucked at this point. Dom said that Rhea tried to change him instead of letting him be him. He was embarrassed being bossed around and forced to call her mommy. But now he had a girl who called him daddy. A girl who gave him all the chicken tendies that he wanted. I was like, right after you say she's treating you like a man, she's giving you chicken tendies and letting him play video games whenever he wanted. She also, more importantly, helped him to beat his deadbeat dad, something that Ripley never did for him. Ripley had some words for Dom that he hadn't heard in a while. I'm proud of you. Watching Dom grow into the man that he is today over the last couple of years was one of her biggest accomplishments. He finally did something for himself and won gold. However, Rhea always wanted Dom to beat Ray on his own. Now Dom was making his own decisions, but the most recent one would be his last. Morgan, though, responds and told Ripley that she had nothing left. Her real family was miles and miles away, while she took the family that she thought she had in the Judgment Day, and they were hers now, as well as Dominic Mysterio. That was hers now. The Women's World Championship, that was hers now. And the women's division that she was taking over was hers as well. Rhea told Morgan that she made a mistake by leaving her standing and that she would have to kill her to stop her from coming after them. Ripley was glad, though, because Morgan liked the sound of her own voice because it gave them time to find her. Just as you kind of are confused of who she meant by when she said, "We found her," Damian Priest appears like the Puerto Rican bisexual Undertaker that he is behind Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. The crowd pops huge for Damian Priest. He comes up and he attacks Dom. They fight into the corridor area. And Liv Morgan tries to help out Dirty Daddy Dom by jumping on Damian Priest's back. That gives Rhea Ripley enough time to chase after Liv Morgan. Great video that they got on social media of a fan recording them running at Rhea running after Liv as they ran through the corridor area, the concourse area. Meanwhile, Priest chased Dom through the crowd. They fought to the ring where Damian looked like he was going to give Dom a big choke slam, but it was Carlito who the camera caught very early as he was just standing there watching this whole thing go down. As he finally got into the ring, he tried to help Priest, but Priest sent him out of the ring. I thought this was a fun opening segment. It segued nicely into our opening matchup, which we'll get into shortly. But what did you think about the talking part of this with Dom's explanation of why he turned on Rhea, Liv Morgan with a nice little promo, and then Rhea Ripley going back and forth with the two of them?
I enjoyed this beginning. I thought everyone delivered on their parts, what they were told to say. Dom was great. Dom made me laugh out loud. Like, she gives me all the attendees. She lets me play video games whenever I want. She treats me like a man.
I was like, this is not the description of a man, sir. A man-child.
Liv was really good, too. And then having Priest show up behind them, that was cool. The crowd pop. Listen, the crowd, they're really latching on to Damian Priest, man, as a baby face. It's fun to see. It's fun for him to experience, I bet. Everything was good here. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, very enjoyable back and forth between all three characters.
I did want to say, man, I was watching one of these CM Punk vlogs that they uploaded, and like at SummerSlam, and it's like he meets up with Rhea, and you could see the emotion on Rhea's face. This is before everything happens. Like, she knows what she's about to go through, and like the Judgment Day is gonna be changed forever as she knows it, and you could see it weighing on her. I found that very fascinating. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Oh, I didn't. I haven't seen that. So
like she's almost like having like a nervous breakdown before things go, before the show starts.
Wow. We got S. Jack who says, "I just wish Dom would wrestle more." I'm okay. I like him more as a character. You know, like I said about Karrion Kross. I'd rather Karrion Kross just talk more than he wrestle. Same with Dom. I'd rather people just boo him out the building instead of him wrestling all the time.
Let him wrestle more on the house show so he gains as much experience and reps there so that he gets better when we see him, when we have to see him, like we will at Bash of Berlin.
We also got here Vala B with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Vala B. I appreciate you. He says, "I've babysat enough to know what Peppa Pig is." So you know. If you have kids, you know who Peppa Pig is. And if you babysat, you know who Peppa Pig is. OG for the people who have kids or around kids enough. S. Jack says, "You feel me? He's a super jobber at this point, but it's like he has so much heat, he should have a title and cheat every damn match to keep it. You want him to be Jeff Jarrett from the early odds. I wouldn't mind that. He was a champion last year, though. He was North American champion. It is about time. I will say probably by the end of this year, beginning of next year, I can see him with like an Intercontinental title, U.S. title run."
Well, he'd have to switch shows.
You said ill.
No, because I already have the IC title mapped out. It's Bron Breakker, and then it's John Cena, and then it's Bron Breakker again. So that's for the next year. So Dom doesn't fit into those plans just yet.
Thank God you don't have the pen, pal.
Dom's feuding with
You
Rhea.
gotta go through these GPS, and GPS map is leading you to dominate with the Intercontinental Championship.
Not any time in the next year. Dom's feuding with Rhea probably all the way to Mania. So there's no need for the IC champ.
I can see that. Camille didn't like the explanation. Camille saying Dom's explanation was lame. He should use stronger arguments, but that would probably put Rhea in a bad light, which is not what WWE wants. Yeah, it has to be more superficial. I would have liked if he said, like, you were abusive. We're in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship or something like that. Something along those lines, more terms that we are kind of used to. But he had to get the heat, and he got the heat with what he said.
But Dom cooked with that final reason, which was the most legit reason of them all. She helped me beat my deadbeat dad. Like, when you heard that, you had to go, well, he has a point there. He certainly has a point. But then, I thought Rhea's comeback was actually pretty good to that. It's like, I wanted to see you do it on your own. So I like what they both said there. Dom, no. Like, come on. It's all about being his deadbeat dad. He's like, what?
That's all it is. Yeah,
that's
the defining trait of his whole character arc, is that beating his deadbeat dad, who hasn't been on TV since he got beat, pretty much.
He's enjoying the summer with his daughter. They've been all over the place on Instagram. Without his mask, he don't care anymore.
As a smart philosopher once said, never seen it. We got a super chat donation here from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says it's inevitable, it's expected, it's Harlem's world, and we're just living in it. She's the future host of True Hill Heat. I'm gonna pass it on to her.
Got that right. We're going international, baby, with this accent.
We'll probably be at 100K by the time she's ready to go. We'll be at 100K, and she'll take us to new heights with her international accents. She's gonna have a New York accent by the time we get back. Don't worry. She'll have both. She'll dual accent.
Right. Yeah, right. He wishes.
Big Man Doug says Dom can have a transitional IC reign between baby faces. I can see that.
What is this obsession with making Dom champion right now? No, the chat. No.
Yeah. We're here, guys.
You want that too?
I want that.
Or you just trolling.
No, I want Dom to win some mid-card gold.
But you don't like seeing him wrestle as much.
No, but I'm okay with him being a chicken shit heel that cheats to win. Jeff Jarrett. I was a fan of Jeff Jarrett as Intercontinental champion.
He could be speed champion. How about that?
He is Jeff Jarrett and Liv is Deborah McMichaels. There you go. That opening segment, like I said, led in nicely to our opening matchup. Damian Priest one-on-one with the Judgment Day's Carlito. Carlito had control through the commercial break and probably got more offense than he should have here, but Priest was able to make his comeback. He hits a big flatliner, hits a Falcon Arrow, huge clothesline. He clotheslined the shit out of Carlito here. And then finally, he put him away with the South of Heaven. This match going just a shade over 9 minutes. After the matchup, after Damian Priest has his hand raised, you get JD McDonough coming down to the ring to attack Priest. You also get Finn Balor. He's beating up on Priest when finally Rhea Bloody Ripley's music hits. She comes down. She kicks Carlito low. She then gets into the ring and confronts Finn Balor. He is between the former members, the OG members of the Judgment Day, and Priest and Ripley. It looks like that Priest is finally going to get his hands on Balor for the first time since SummerSlam when JD pushes Finn out of the way, similar to all the times he did that for Priest, and he takes the bullet for his good brother, his tag team partner, Finn Balor, as Finn Balor escapes. Then JD, of course, like last week, takes a hell of a bump on the South of Heaven. The crowd is going crazy for the Terra Twins. They hug each other in the middle of the ring when Dominic Mysterio comes off the top rope. He tries to get the jump on Rhea from behind, but Damian catches him mid-hug with a choke That was a nice little moment here. He then hands Dom over to Rhea. Rhea kicks him in the gut and looks for the riptide, but Liv Morgan comes up on the apron, pulls Dominic to safety. So you had Dom saving Liv last week from Rhea getting revenge on Liv, and this week you have Liv saving Dom from a beatdown from Rhea, as the Judgment Day are able to escape, fend off after they're fend off by the Terror Twins. But once again, I was like, God damn, can this new Judgment Day like catch a break? Can they get the one up on the Terror Twins at least once? I understand maybe it's too early and you want to capitalize on all the the fan reaction that the Terror Twins are doing, but eventually you're gonna have to heat up this heel Judgment Day. That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, you're gonna have to heat them up eventually, right? We would find out later in the show that is going to be a mixed tag team matchup of the Terror Twins, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest versus the Judgment Days, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. We heard from Finn Balor backstage with another pre-tape promo. Morgan and Dom said that they would beat Ripley and Priest. Finn warned Priest to watch out because Backstab Balor is coming. I like that nickname. That's a nice nickname. Backstab.
Yeah, he is
Balor.
a backstabber, piece of trash.
But it is now official. Another match confirmed for Bash in Berlin on Saturday, August 31st. Mixed tag team action. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. This should get a hell of a reaction in Germany coming up on the 31st. What did you think about Priest and Carlito, the post-match, and the setup for this mixed tag team matchup?
Priest and Carlito, battle of my Puerto Rican brethren, wasn't good. Priest did good, but Carlito just like,
he's washed.
It was nice to see Carlito got some wrestling gear with closer than he has before. He's got knee pads, he's got different pants on. Like, he took this match seriously going in. But the match was it was what it was. 9 minutes.
He got a little too much offense from my book.
It's you compare it to last week when Priest and JD went crazy, it doesn't compare. But everything that happened after was cool. Rhea, like they want you to want Rhea and Damian to get their hands on Finn and Liv, and it's just not working. They keep getting away, these snakes, and it got a big pop when Rhea had Dom. She was gonna give what she calls her finisher again?
Riptide.
Yeah, Riptide. Got a big pop. People want to see that so bad, and
yeah,
you wonder if you'll see it at a Bash in Berlin. And Finn, that snake.
Do you think? What do you think?
I wouldn't give it away.
My good friend Jimmy Macaram swears that they're gonna give it away after PLE, and I'm like, nah, I think they're saving it. I think they're going to push it down the line. Keep pushing it down the line. Rhea's real revenge is not going to come until at least like Survivor Series.
Yeah, and I think early prediction, Liv and Dom win somehow, some way.
They have to. Even though I'm like, are they going to do that? Because they're pushing like Damian and Rhea really hard right now. But they kind of have to give this new Judgment Day something, because they just come off like, especially like Big Man Dog says, Carlito and JD has massive filler energy. They just feel like jabrones. They feel like the putties, and
somebody has to take the falls.
I get it.
Finn. It shouldn't be Finn. In a universe, you could see it being Finn because that Finn has eaten a lot of pins, but pin Balor, as we all know. But now he's the head honcho, even though he claims no egos, no leaders. Shut the hell up. You're clearly coming across as the leader.
He's always front and center on these promos.
Shit. What a crock of shit. Oh, it's great heel shit, but what a crock of shit.
We also got Camille in the chat who says, I'm afraid they will quickly kill the new Judgment Day. Later, they will have a story with Wyatt 6 and probably also lose this feud. That will be the end of them. I'm losing faith in this project. I'm willing to give it more time than you seem to be giving it, Camille. It's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks, but like I said, that's why I preference what I said. I was like, they do have to heat them up eventually. Like, it doesn't seem like they have that in mind, but they do have to heat them up for us to take them seriously.
I think he is on to something about the Wyatt Six, though, because the Wyatt Six comes after people that turned on their family. They're prime suspects, Judgment Day. Prime suspects. But I got a lot more faith in Judgment Day than everyone else has. My goodness, come on. It's been 2 weeks. And these guys, remember, they broke the hearts of Rhea and Priest. Rhea and Priest have yet to get their revenge. So in that sense of the word, they do have heat. That Rhea and Damian have not gotten their revenge yet.
Yeah. They've just been beating up JD and Carlito.
Yeah, that's not the revenge they want. They want Finn, and they want Liv, they want Dom.
Yeah. That's the real Judgment Day, guys. It's a 3-person faction again.
Yeah, but the Carlito and JD are the putties. And JD's a hell of a putty. My goodness, this guy could sell his ass.
Oh, he's the new. I said to Jimmy, he's the new Austin Theory at taking bumps.
Eh? Oh, I think he's way better. But yeah. JD's
we go backstage. Ivy now approaches Maxine Dupree, who's getting ready with the Alpha Academy, and she suggests to Maxine that she probably shouldn't be at ringside for this tag team matchup later. Now was sincere, but Dupree said she wasn't leaving her family behind. She said now even suggests, I can talk to Chad Gable and we can get you in the new group. And Maxine is like, no, I'm gonna stick with Otis and Tozawa. And now says she figured Dupree might say that, and she left. And I was like, oh shit, Ivy's turning heel.
I admire Ivy trying. She knew the script. She was like, you don't have to be collateral damage here. She cared about her. She tried. You gotta admire that. They've been adding a little character to Ivy Nile.
Yeah, it's helpful. We go to a pre-tape with Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, and there was a new Wyatt 6 VHS. He said that everything was coming full circle. It's been heavy lately with lots of emotion. The Wyatt 6 debuted in Baltimore last week, just as the original Wyatt family did. He, talking about Bray, was there, and she's speaking in spirit. Something big was happening, but the work wasn't done. He repeated the phrase, my life for you, my life for you, my life for you, as shots of Uncle Howdy were spliced in. This was another good, effective promo in getting across or teasing what is next for the Wyatt 6 after it seemingly felt like they dispatched of American Made and with Chad Gable. But Chad Gable later in the night would address them and said he's coming back for revenge. But what do you think is next for the Wyatt 6? What did you think about this VHS?
The VHS was cool. My Life for You sounds like a t-shirt. Go ahead, print it. Gable and American Made. They're gonna keep feuding with the Wyatt 6 and keep losing? I don't know. It seems like they got more beef with Alpha Academy. It's very weird. I don't know how they're gonna do this.
Yeah, it is very weird. I was wondering why they did the Alpha Academy match so soon after the first time when the Creeds easily beat them the last time. But here we are.
Wasn't so easy this time.
No, it was not. No, it was not. Next, we go backstage. Xavier Woods approaches Kofi Kingston and Odyssey Jones. Woods says that he's been looking for Kofi everywhere because he wanted to talk about tonight. Kingston was excited, though, and also wanted to talk about tonight. He says Jones had their back last week, so they'd be in his corner for his debut matchup. Woods was on board, hesitant, but he was on board, but obviously not thrilled with how this all played out. I think that Woods is doing the best job in this whole angle. Like, he's just selling this whole thing of being very conflicted and confused about Kofi's excitement and exuberance about Odyssey Jones.
Woods has been outstanding, so outstanding that I don't know about you, but me as a viewer, like, I'm rooting for Woods, and I see the wrongdoings of Woods. And like, I don't think Woods is in the wrong if he just said F this.
No, Not especially after this next one. Next, we get the debut of Odyssey Jones with the New Day in his corner. He's facing NXT upstart Vincent Winey.
What a jobber name.
Exactly. Winey is a former football player working at the Performance Center. They said he won a combine to get this opportunity, but Jones quickly dispatches of him. He tosses him across the ring. It's a big black hole slam for the 1-2-3. Post-match, we get Karrion Kross and the Final Testament come out to interrupt the celebration.
Yeah.
Cross warned Woods that he says it seems on the surface that Odyssey Jones is a replacement for the New Day for Big E, but he knows that he is just really a replacement for Woods. I love the fact that Paul Ellering had the tribute to Kevin Sullivan with the X on his head. Great stuff by Paul.
I was wondering
Ellering
what
here.
that was.
Yeah. Woods asked if Kross was tired of doing this every week. Woods was about to challenge two of them to a tag team matchup for next week, but Kingston grabbed the mic, grandstanding Woods once again. Kingston knew, yo, for real. Kingston knew everyone would just get involved. Whatever two they face, the other one would get involved in the matchup. So how about this? He challenged them to a 6-man tag team matchup of the Final Testament versus the New Day and Odyssey Jones. Kross accepted. Kingston misspoke and called them the Final Testicle, but Woods was able to correct him and say the Final Testament. But goddamn, Kofi Kingston, you turn it into Kofi Diddy right now. All up in the videos, won't even let my man Woods speak. I'm with you. I'm with Woods in this one. Woods is the babyface.
If Kofi's supposed to be this over-the-top annoying that he is right now, then he's doing a tremendous job too. Because he is over-the-top annoying right now. Is he not? It's pissing me off. And like Xavier Woods is totally justified. It's kind of like I saw Stephanie Hypes' tweet, and she's wondering if it's just Kofi and the Big O that turn on Xavier instead of the other way around. That's kind of I'd almost prefer that because I want to root for Xavier Woods. I don't want to see him turn heel. This doesn't make any sense to me.
I think Woods will be a better justified heel than Kofi Kingston turning heel.
A justified heel.
Yeah. He's
justified
for Hey, Damian did cost me. I'm sorry. He did cost me. So.
A year. Yeah. So a year from now is when Woods turns?
No. Woods is he's emotional. He's not calculating like my man Finn is. Did you hear Josh on True Hill Heat on Saturday? He ripped into Finn Balor, called him a bum.
Well, it's backstabbing bum now.
Backstabber bum Balor. Backstage, we see Drew McIntyre. He approaches Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. Pearce told him that CM Punk wasn't there due to travel issues. Bullshit. McIntyre didn't care about Punk anymore. He said, "Isn't it obvious?" As he shows the bracelet on his wrist. He said he wanted to know why SmackDown's Randy Orton was getting a title shot. And Pearce says, well, he explained why. And Drew was like, oh, Orton got screwed, 3 months ago? And then he sat around like a snake waiting for an opportunity. We don't know if he's Cody's big brother or Cody's savior while he was doing that. Now he gets to come and get a shot. He was like, Orton got screwed once while McIntyre got screwed over repeatedly. McIntyre planned on taking care of this himself since Pearce wasn't going to do anything. And Pearce didn't like the sound of that, but McIntyre assured him that he would be on his best behavior, Scout's honor.
Tremendous stuff by
Drew McIntyre he's the heel version of Kevin Owens in pointing out stuff that the audience is probably saying, because I'm saying that too. Like, if you're going to give Randy Orton a title shot for getting screwed over, then Drew McIntyre better get a title shot too. He just beat CM Punk and he got screwed over 3 times.
You could give Drew McIntyre 30 seconds and he's going to make the most of the 30 seconds. This guy's so good. Oh my God. And, he makes Adam Pearce look like the bum that he is. Adam Pearce, It's, every week, Adam Pearce. Every week, somebody's pointing out his flaws.
He's a. I know you've never seen it, but that was Mickey from Rocky. As such as world title, pretty much Cena versus Gunther, WrestleMania at this point. So they're gonna make Finn and Priest a storyline hit. Yeah, they got to draw it out. Like Priest will probably get taken out by the New Judgment Day at some point by the end of the year, and then he'll come back in the Royal Rumble, and they'll feud into WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been saying this, and I agree, Alex Powell. Drew is the real hero in this story. Punk is the real villain. I mean, look at SummerSlam. Exactly.
Drew's positivity lasted 1 week.
Otis and Tozawa are entering as the American May. As they were entering, we got Oba Femi, the NXT North American champion. He was sitting at ringside. Otis had a brief little stare down with him, but he blew him off after the fact. And it was revealed later on after the show that Otis has accepted Oba Femi's challenge for NXT tonight on the show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. He's at a open challenge for the North American Championship. Man, I can't wait to see what Oba Femi can do against Otis. If he can fling this big man around, man, Oba Femi might be the strongest guy in the WWE.
Yeah. I was watching the CW yesterday. Saw my first commercial for NXT coming to the CW.
What were you watching on CW?
The Steve Wilkos show, of course. It's a great show.
This dude got time to watch Steve Wilkos, but still hasn't watched X-Men 97.
Well, you know,
ridiculous.
Why. You know,
ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
Work.
Oh, you can't do that. Can't do that. We got American Made come out and they air a video of Chad Gable, who wasn't with the Creeds tonight because he was in Paris, France for the Olympics. Gable said that he needed to get away, but was also there to watch the Olympic gold medal matches to do some scouting. Gable knew he had to get back home to take care of unfinished business with the Wyatt 6, though, so he brought that up. They were also brought up, the announcers congratulated Massey Russell on winning gold medal in the 100-meter hurdles, and they mentioned that she was part of the WWE's NIL program and could be a WWE superstar one day. I did not know that we had a WWE superstar potentially in the Olympics this year. That's a big shot. Then we got the Tornado Tag Team matchup, Julius and Brutus Creed of the American Made facing Otis and Akira Tozawa of Alpha Academy with Maxine Dupree in their corner. This was a much better matchup than their first time around. You had Otis. He did a nice little press slam on Tozawa onto the Creeds before we went to break. The Creeds were in control after the break until Tozawa dropped them with a double DDT. Otis then ran them over and slammed them down. He hits the caterpillar on Julius, but Brutus broke up the pin. The Creeds start double teaming Otis, but Tozawa broke up the cover. Brutus tried to powerbomb Tozawa off the ropes, but Tozawa brought him down with a Hurricane Rana. Tozawa fired up on the Creeds and went for a Tope Suicida, but he tripped up on the ropes and fell awkwardly. He tried to follow up, but Julius got Otis on his shoulders for an electric chair drop. Otis dropped very scary on this spot, too. He simultaneously hit a superplex on Brutus at the same time, and then Tozawa hit a flying senton onto Julius while hitting Otis at the same time. This got the crowd to chant, "Holy shit," at this point. On the floor, though, Ivy Nile suddenly appeared and attacked her former friend, Maxine Dupree, behind the back. Now planted her on the table and locked on a Dragon Sleeper, which distracted the Alpha Academy. They took out Otis, knocking him to the floor while they stacked up Tozawa on a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. This was a pretty fun tag team matchup. I would have liked the Creeds to win a lot stronger than winning with the most deadliest move in professional wrestling today, the surprise roll-up. I feel like they should have just hit their finisher on someone like Tozawa, but I'm good with the American Made getting their heat back with getting the victory here and adding Ivy Now officially into the group. What did you think?
American Made. American Made.
American Made. American Made.
this was a fun little matchup. I mean, they went at it. Tozawa messed up a bit, but whatever, still enjoyable. I agree with you on the finish, probably. Yeah, that's fine. Ivy now is where she belongs, where she needs to be, with the Creeds, with her family. I like the way we already spoke on it. I like the way they added some character to her. Like she didn't want to do this to Maxine, but she was left with no choice. She had to. I love the Texas Tornado match. We should have that more often. Matter of fact, I demanded every single time they're in Texas, there should be a Texas Tornado match. It's a nice change of pace here.
Hey, AEW does it, so why not?
Oh, they
either
Texas Death.
They either do Texas Tornado or Texas Deathmatch.
Yeah.
One of those Texas names. Texas, the most famous place for stipulation.
Yeah.
Then we get a pre-tape promo with Pete Dunne. Finally, we've been calling
No
for
way.
this. Thank you.
No
Thank
way.
you. Hey, Triple H, thank you for watching Rated Raw review. We appreciate you for your
beggars can't be choosers, and it wasn't a live crowd. Let them do the pre-tape. We can only trust them so much.
Jackie Redmond, I gotta give credit to. She's been doing a really good job as of late. She interviewed Pete Dunne in the empty arena earlier today. Redmond said that Sheamus took Dunne under his wing when he came up from NXT, but he cut her off immediately. Dunne said that Sheamus held him down while Dunne elevated Sheamus. He said Sheamus went on the run of a lifetime because of him. All Dunne got out of it was a terrible nickname and a front row seat to the Sheamus show. If Sheamus really had the brutes under his ring, then where is Rich Holland, huh? Redmond acknowledged the Butch name, and Dunne said that he never wanted to hear that name again. Dunne had to swallow his pride for 2 years. He wasn't Butch. He was the Bruiserweight, an 18-year veteran. If he had to shut Sheamus up to never hear that name again, then that's what he'd do. This was a really good promo by Pete Dunne, and I think he set it up naturally for fans. If you get invested in this character, they're going to start chanting Butch as like the negative thing to chant at the heel character of Pete Dunne.
Hey, I had all the faith. If you let Pete Dunne speak, he was going to deliver, and he delivered right here. This was great. Loved it. I agree with you about the Butch thing. Probably going to taunt him with that. Although some cities are gonna chant Bruiserweight. There's some cities where Pete Dunne is gonna have the crowd in his favor. So be careful where you put Pete Dunne to wrestle. But Pete Dunne was great here, and he was right. Where the hell's Rich Holland? He did so much for the
Chase you.
Oh, that was such a good line. You wouldn't expect them to put that line in there, but they did.
Yeah, good stuff there. We get a silly little video called Raw Physics, meant to analyze the destruction of that Bronson Reed handed out to Seth Rollins last week. We get
for the dorks.
Pat McAfee and Michael Cole voicing over, saying that he hit him with force equals mass times acceleration. He said that he hit him with the exact amount of 50 kangaroos. What was the other animals that I was like, this is so ridiculous. I'm not even gonna take notes.
Yeah, who cares? For the nerds.
Like, these stats are fucking stupid. I was like, how did you even get these measurements? 50 kangaroos?
Yeah. Seth Rollins should be dead then.
I'm sorry, yes. If two baby elephants and 50 kangaroos fell on Seth Rollins, he would not have bruised ribs. He would be dead.
Dead. Yes, exactly. Enjoy your vacation, Seth.
Oh, God. Yes, enjoy your vacation time, Seth. What do you think about Seth really being hurt and that being the write-off for him? We talked about last week, Bronson Reed eventually beating Seth, but we're going to have to wait for that since Seth is still having lingering issues after coming back.
They said like chronic injuries, which is just, I guess, injuries he's just going to have to deal with for the rest of his career. You have to work around. Something that like Sheamus has been doing. Sheamus has that spinal stenosis that he still works with. So it's just, unfortunate consequence of being a professional wrestler for so long. You're going to get these injuries that you can't really heal, I guess. And just, you got to work around them. And, all the respect in the world to these guys who put their bodies on the line for our entertainment week after week. Give this guy all the vacation time he needs. Yeah.
Okay.
Seth Rollins, I'm not surprised if he'll be like a part-time attraction eventually.
I can see that. Speaking of Bronson Reed, Pierce admonished Bronson and told him that he was lucky he only had to pay a fine. Are you fucking kidding me? Reed said that
How? What? This guy's not suspended? Are you kidding me? What is the logic behind this?
Worst Raw general manager.
Pierce looks terrible, but we know the reason is they just want Bronson Reed to do that to a new person every week. That's the real reason. But Adam Pierce ends up looking like a dummy for it.
He warned Reed warned Pierce last week, but it would give him a second chance tonight. He said Pierce could find him an opponent tonight, or he'd find his next victim. And Pierce, like a little bitch, listen to him.
Dummy.
Next, we get a pre-tape promo from Damage Control. They cut a pre-tape promo in English and Japanese. I thought Kairi Sane came off great here. She speaks very, very understandable, smooth English. They were still in control, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark would pay for what they did to Dakota Kai. We then got a response video from Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, where they informed us that their new faction name was Pure Fusion Collective. I literally told Romeo after they said this, I was too thrown off. I was like, no, that can't be their name. That's just something they said in a promo. That's just something they said. There's like, we're like a Pure Fusion Collective, whatever that means. But nope, this is their new name.
And then I saw it on the nameplate. I was like, oh, this is real. What?
They said that they've ripped through the tag division before, and had no problem doing it again. One of the worst faction names I think I've ever heard.
Tough. That's tough. But let me
This
talk
is
about
this is up there with Viking Experience.
Viking Experience. Way better. Way better. Come on, folks. But I agree with you. I did like Kairi and Io. We're going to be seeing a lot of that duo because Dakota Kai's out. She's got torn meniscus.
Yeah,
so
another one that they did a write-off for her last week.
That's like 8 to 10 weeks. You know, we're going to see a lot of Io and Kairi, which we don't usually see. We've always seen Kairi and Asuka. We'll see Kairi and Dakota. Io and Kairi. It's an interesting duo. But I like it. I like their little promo with the English and Japanese. They did good.
Big Man Dog, they're going to have Seth feud with Bronson when he returns.
Yes.
It's not right now.
No, he's going to kick his ass. You heard it here. Kick his ass. Revenge.
Reed's going to win at least one match. At least one. I Make Beats, thank you so much for the super chat donation. He says, Tsunami! We miss Wade Barrett so much doing that.
That's right. He used to do the calls. Yeah. Who's the one that's going to Raw? Is it him or Corey?
Joe Testarodi. He's supposed to be with Corey and Wade Barrett. Testator is supposed to be with Wade and Corey.
So who's Cole going to be with?
Cole? I don't know. That's an interesting question.
No, I thought they were splitting them up. One was going to be with
Joe. I thought it was a three. That when they announced Joe, they said it was going to be a three.
Because isn't Pat McAfee leaving?
Yeah.
College football?
Yeah. Unless they give Booker a run on the main roster with Cole.
Oh, shuck it, duck it, quack, quack.
The chuck it, duck it, quack, quack moment of the night. We get the women's tag team champions, Isla Dawn and Noble Fire. I had to be reminded that they are still the tag team champions. They came out.
Whose music is this?
Oh, I told you, I was like, the silence, the deafening silence for them was jarring. I was like, God damn, they have not done shit with this team. If they didn't have a show in Scotland, this team would not be the champion.
I suppose that's true, yes.
We then see WWE legend Candice Michelle, former women's champion, in the crowd. Good to see her here. And then we get Damage Control, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane going up against the what is it? Pure Fusion Collective.
What
Shayna
the-
Baszler.
we
and
have to
Zoe
say that every single time. This
Yeah,
is terrible.
It's so wordy.
There's like no way to even like abbreviate it. Like, what is it?
PFC.
That's way too complicated. Even that's complicated.
They went to commercial break after 90 seconds. They wrestled for a bit after the break. The real big moment of this matchup is Zoe Stark giving a super kick to Alba Fire on the floor as they were watching the matchup. And this leads to the women's tag team champions getting in the ring, causing a double disqualification here, which means that we are going to get a triple threat match for the WWE
Idiots.
Women's
Why
Tag
would you
Team
do
Championships. Next
Now
week
look.
on Monday Night Raw, Damage Control, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and the Pure Fusion Collective.
I thought they were called the Unholy Union. Isn't that their team
They-
name?
this is like the Pride. They say Unholy Union, but every time I see a nameplate for them, it's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This is why they should have just called them Dawn of Fire, like I suggested when they were in NXT. I said that when they were in NXT, they should have just been Dawn of Fire.
Yeah. Do you see a title change?
No, because I'm assuming that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will eventually get these titles back.
I do too.
But boy, oh boy, they're taking too long. Do you now know that Dawn and Fire have held the tag team titles longer than Jade and Bianca did?
That's funny. No, I didn't know that.
They're taking their pure sweet time. But nah, the women's tag team matches are still not over. No reaction at all for this matchup. I agree with that.
It's not like the work is bad.
Yeah. It's like Estat says, it's like, they trying to boost the division. They're not really trying. Let's be honest, Estat. They're not really trying. They put this in spots where it's obvious the crowd is not into it, and they're not supposed to be into it, and they don't give them enough time to get the match over either, most of the time.
Yeah, I dare them to have them start a show. I dare them.
Hey, they got a title match. They should at least get one at the top of the hours or the start of the show next week. Give me the 10 o'clock top of the hour so I can go to sleep at that point.
Oh, come on. This guy.
Backstage, we see R-Truth approach The Miz, who was not in a good mood. Truth wanted to cheer him up, though, so he got him a title match against Braun. Miz was excited until he saw the graphic for the matchup, and he realized that Bron Breakker already had a matchup against Sami Zayn, and he freaked out upon realizing that his match was actually against Bronson Reed. He was like, Truth was like, oh, okay. I was confused for a second there. Randy Orton appeared to give Miz a pep talk, talking about Miz's accomplishments, being a 2-time Grand Slam winner, and he repeats himself, saying that he's won Money in the Bank. He did leave out the time that Miz cashed in Money in the Bank on him. He should have brought that up. And he told him that he could do it. This hyped up Miz enough that he ran off in excitement. Truth then asked Randy if he really thought Miz had a chance, and Randy scoffed and walked away.
The funniest R-Truth segment in quite some time. He's been on a cold streak, a stinker. R-Truth made his return to humor. Funny enough, on a night where Carlito did nothing. So,
and it wasn't even like a big R-Truth type of laugh. It was like, that's funny. It's one of those. That was a good one. But this led to Randall Keith Orton coming out to the ring to a huge reaction from this Austin crowd. They were singing voices a bit, but they fell off, at the lines that people usually fall off for this. Orton said that he won the world title 20 years ago this month, and he became the youngest world champion in history. Don't ask him who he beat. He said history would repeat itself at Bash in Berlin, and he would become a 15-time world champion then. But almost immediately, the world heavyweight champion Gunther came out to interrupt. Orton wanted the fans to remember this moment because in a few weeks, Gunther would no longer be champion. And he says that he would not have his Friday nights busy anymore, and Monday nights would be Orton's new home. Gunther also wanted the fans to remember this moment because they got to see Randy Orton, who was one of the greatest of all time. Gunther said that Orton should be the greatest of all time, though. Orton was the most talented man this business has seen, but he took all that talent and he wasted it. This was a new era, the era of the Ring General. And in his era, there was no room for people who wasted their potential. In the future of his era, Orton wouldn't play a role anymore. Orton said that he never claimed to be perfect. He has made a lot of mistakes. But like anyone, he said more than anyone in the locker room, he's made mistakes, but he owned up to those mistakes and changed course. Orton wanted to remind him of something, that he was the most unpredictable, violent, controversial, yet successful superstar in history. This wasn't a curse, it was a gift. Orton always did things his way, the American way. Oh, God. I was like, oh, Jesus. He had 5 beautiful kids at home and a hot-ass smoke show of a wife and was soon to be 15-time world champion. Orton appreciated Gunther's opinion, but thought he's done pretty damn good for himself. Of course, this led the fans into USA chants, and I was like, God damn, the second promotion who's doing a nonsensical US versus another country storyline.
Save it for Cena.
Gunther didn't think Orton was unpredictable anymore. In fact, he thinks that he was very predictable. Orton had a few predictions himself. Orton would get a beating of a lifetime in Berlin. He would never be champion again. And when it really mattered, Orton always screwed up. Screwing up came naturally to him. Orton's grandfather was a screw up.
Oh.
Orton's father was a screw up.
Oh.
But Randy was the biggest screw up of them all.
I called this line before he even said that line. I called it. I said it out loud, and he said it. Romeo Domus.
The crowd waited for Orton to hit an RKO, but then the music of Drew McIntyre hit. He interrupted, and Gunther took his eye off the ball. He turned to look at McIntyre, which led to Orton turning him around, hitting a big old RKO. He even picked up the World Heavyweight Championship. It looks like Drew's going to get involved in this. He takes off his shirt, but it leads to CM Punk appearing out of nowhere to attack Drew. He shoves him aside and tries to attack him with his belt around his waist, but Punk is able to fight him off. He takes the belt away from Drew, and he starts whipping leather on old Drew McIntyre. Gunther and Randy are out from the ring, so Punk brings him into the ring and starts whipping him there. Drew gets whipped so much that he escapes through the crowd as the crowd cheers on Punk coming through, getting a measure of revenge for what happened at SummerSlam. Then a few segments later, we see Kathy Kelly meet up with CM Punk in the back. We see behind CM Punk a pissed off Gunther who got RKO'd, marched over and knocked some things off the table. Kelly mentioned Punk's supposed travel issues, but noted that they were on the same flight to Austin, and she had no such travel issues. Punk admitted to telling a little white lie. He's always lying. Tell me when you're telling lies. You told a lie, sir. He knew McIntyre wouldn't show up if he did. He told a lie to get his hands on McIntyre because he was still running around with his bracelet. Punk didn't care about the actual bracelet. That's another lie. And said that McIntyre could keep it. Punk wanted McIntyre to keep his wife's name and his dog name out of his mouth. Okay, Will Smith. Punk traveled a long way to get his hands on McIntyre, and McIntyre would call him a hypocrite for telling a lie, but McIntyre ran from a fight and he claimed he wanted. Punk said that since Drew wants to stay attached to his name, that he's got an idea, and he held up the belt and said that he had a great idea, in fact.
Oh, boy.
looks like we're getting a strap match between CM Punk and Randy Orton. I like that they took the two kind of big feuds outside of the Judgment Day and put them all into this segment. This was probably the best segment of the night because I thought I thought Randy and Gunther, they made it a little bit more personal because Gunther knows how to get under his opponent's skin. And we saw that in the Damian Priest rivalry, and we're seeing again here. We even saw that during his Intercontinental title reign with his words to Sami Zayn before WrestleMania, his words to Chad Gable about his daughter. Gunther is really good at playing those mind games, getting under the skin of his opponent and getting in their head and making them make mistakes by the time the bell rings. And he's doing it here with Randy Orton. But also I like Drew kind of falling for the trick of CM Punk and CM Punk turning around Drew, trying to take off his belt and use it against him. And he uses it against Drew, which really sets up a nice little stipulation for round 2 between Drew and Punk at Bash in Berlin. I see that strap match probably being confirmed next week.
Yeah, Gunther and Randy were good again. I enjoyed that. I'm enjoying their chemistry on the mic together. Randy caught him with that RKO out of nowhere. He told him he was going to get him. And I assume sometime very soon here, we should get Randy Orton and Ludwig Kaiser, right? And one-on-one. Shouldn't we get that? That should be fun.
I can see that.
And Punk and Drew strap match. You know, I thought it was going to be last man standing match last week, but strap match works too, considering CM Punk's history with that. So, yeah. And Drew's back was tore up. Saw that picture?
No, I didn't see the picture. He showed it off on social media.
Yeah. He gonna get his receipts.
Get his lick back.
Yep.
He's like, you hit me way too hard at SummerSlam. We got Eric Isaac who says, Punk to Drew. Look at you now, boy. Look at you. Mama McIntyre. Look at your boy now.
Oh.
They have to be friends. They have to be. Did you see Drew's back on social media? They have to be friends. That hurts. Yes, very fun segment here. Really enjoyed it. How they heated up both the Drew and Punk feud as well as Gunther and Randy Orton.
Cards looking good. I mean, just those two and the mixed tag. I'm trying to remember what else has been confirmed.
Cody and KO.
Yeah, that's 4. Good card.
I saw a video from Sam Roberts, and I do agree. They do need to. I didn't want them because I think Kevin Owens is on a good run as a babyface, but they do need like some type of story outside of Cody respecting his opponent and facing and defending his title against him. Because outside the bloodline, that's all the stories he's told with AJ Styles, with Logan Paul. It's like, I respect you, but I'm going to prove myself as champion. That's been the story with all 3 of his his title defenses outside of Solo.
We know Randy's coming. That's where it all changes.
That's what I'm hoping for. Jackie Redmond is doing work once again. She interviews Sheamus. He still didn't understand what Dunne's issues were with him after hearing his interview. But then Ludwig Kaiser interrupts and says that he got a banger out of Sheamus. And he warned Sheamus that it wasn't over between them. However, he wanted to put an end to Sheamus once and for all. But Pete Dunne beat him to the punch. He attacks Sheamus from behind with a shillelagh as Sheamus looks like he's getting up after officials stop Pete Dunne from continuing the attack. He then breaks through from the security and officials and hits him right in the hand with the shillelagh. This is confirmed that finally we're going to get this one-on-one matchup, Sheamus versus Pete Dunne, next Monday on Raw. What did you think?
Okay, listen. I know a lot of times they like to protect Sheamus when there's no reason to. There's no reason he should win next week with that attack on his hand, a shillelagh to the hand. He should be selling that. Pete Dunne should exploit it, and Pete Dunne should win. Like, come on. There's no way.
I agree.
And I bet you Sheamus is going to win. I bet you. Or non-finish. Let Dunne win. Let him win.
I see Ludwig Kaiser interfering for our weekly DQ of the week. We always got to have one DQ on these Triple H.
Ludwig Kaiser. We need you to face Randy Orton here soon. Come on. Get out of this.
Next up, we get Bronson Reed one-on-one with The Miz. We get WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry and NIL signing Jacob Henry, the world's strongest son with the world's strongest man in the front row in their hometown of Austin, Texas. Good to see Mark Henry back on WWE TV here. But then we get Bronson Reed, big old Bronson Reed versus The Miz. This match went 6.5 minutes, and that's about 5 minutes longer than it needed to go. Miz made a comeback after the break. He had a nice little tornado DDT, only got a 1 count. He hit the it kicks, but Reed no-so did. Miz tried for a springboard crossbody, but Reed caught him and hit a Death Valley driver, followed by the Death Valley driver. It was a tsunami for the 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed picks up the victory, but of course, he isn't done. He tries to go to the top rope and hit another tsunami, but R-Truth is a smart person, and he's looking after the Miz. He rolls him out the way, but Reed hits him with a crossbody tsunami instead. He then follows up with a second tsunami as officials come down and try to drag R-Truth away. He hits 2 more tsunamis. Adam Pearce at this point gets in Bronson's face. He tries to pull him from the ring, talking him down. But as they move Truth from the other side of the ring to another side of the ring, instead of out of the ring, I thought they learned their lesson from last week. He hits another tsunami. So 4 tsunamis to R-Truth here. Adam Pearce is yelling in Bronson Reed's face as Bronson Reed gets up and hits another tsunami. The crowd was into this once again. Bronson Reed is getting over with his beatdowns and these tsunamis. It's one of the most impressive moves in WWE today, especially for the size of Bronson Reed. And the crowd don't seem that they love R-Truth too much because they were cheering on Bronson Reed here.
I'm wondering if they'll cheer at anybody getting tsunami'd, I think, at this point. Shit. Which had me thinking. The more they do this, I think I know what it's leading to.
What's it leading to?
Adam Pearce getting tsunami'd 6 times. Oh, the crowd would go ape shit for that. I'd go ape shit for that.
I would love that. That would be the greatest tsunami of all time.
Yes. And you know what? The good brother Chase suggested this. Pat McAfee has to go do college football. You know what? You're getting the tsunamis too, pal. You too.
Everyone who needs to get written off gets a tsunami. That
Yes.
should be the rule.
You already got 2 weeks of television written right there. 2. It's happening.
We got a super chat donation here from our good brother. He's back. Will Chisholm, we've missed you. We've missed you, Will. He says, Gunther should have said, you're bad, Don. You have a Hall of Fame speech to your dad drunk.
Oh. There's still room for him to say that. Still time.
Yeah, he could go there. He can go there. I would love it. Thank you, Will, for the super chat
There's
donation.
a lot more Randy Orton's past you can bring up on the microphone.
You shit in people's bags. I make B says, "Oh my God, Pat, that's even better." I agree.
I want the Adam Pearce to get tsunami the most, but Pat would be cool.
That would be cool.
Pat have to tell it though. Pat have to. You better show up on your damn show the day after.
Learn from Tony Khan. Learn from Tony Khan. Come on. We see Jay Uso hyped up.
I
Sami
forget
Zayn
he's on
backstage.
this show.
That's a shame. Jay said Zayn would beat Braun and beat him again. And the two of them would beat Judgment Day again to win the tag team titles. Zayn was pumped up, and they did their nice little handshake as he got ready for tonight's main event matchup against Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker got to cut a promo before the matchup where he said that he was going to bring destruction like no one else. And he says that Pat McAfee is a football guy. Tax him where those dogs are at. Woo, 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 woo. Even got the barks during his entrance. We got 2 out of 3 falls. Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn 3. This matchup here, they went to a break after like 50 seconds into the matchup after Zayn hit a nice little flip dive. We come back from break and Braun hits a spine buster for 2. Zayn responds with a tornado DDT for a 2 count. Braun hit a nice little German suplex, but suddenly, as he was beating up Sami in the corner, Sami explodes out of the corner and hits an Aluva kick. For the 1, 2, 3, 7 minutes into this matchup, we have our first fall. Sami Zayn is up 1-0. Zayn tried for a moonsault off the barricade, but Braun catches him in midair and then chucks him into the timekeeper's area with Sami bouncing off the chair. The camera person ran behind Braun to get a continuous action shot, but Braun's feet rose and knocked the camera back slightly, so we missed Zayn going over the barricade. It was a cool idea, but the full replay was even better when we saw Zayn bounce off the leather chair upon landing. We get dueling chants of "Let's go Sami, let's go Braun" following another commercial break. Braun hits the Breakensteiner for a near fall. He followed up with a press slam, and then he hit a spear, then a second spear for the 1, 2, 3, 12.5 minutes. We have 1-1 at this point. The next fall wins. Zayn tried to surprise Braun with a crucifix pin, but Braun kicked out at 2. Braun leaned Zayn over the announce table and hit his nice little flying clothesline off the apron where Zayn was just laid out on the announce table. Braun was willing to take the countout win, but Zayn got back into the ring at 9. Braun went after him, but Zayn was able to hit a nice little sunset flip powerbomb for a near fall. Braun blocked the exploder and hit an overhead suplex. Zayn leaped over a spear attempt and got a schoolboy. He even caught Braun with a big boot to the face for a near fall. But then when Sami came off the top rope, he got caught with a third spear in midair. 1, 2, 3. Bron Breakker wins 2 falls to 1 to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. WWE did a great job of putting on social media exclusive with both men showing respect, as it seems like this feud is finally over between Braun and Sami. Yeah, after the camera stopped rolling, they showed respect to one another in front of the live crowd in Austin. So seems like Braun's gonna move on. But this was a great match, the best match that these two guys have had. It got plenty of time. I wish that we could have saw more of it instead of the 2 commercial breaks. Maybe they, work it out where we only get 1 commercial break like that.
Commercial as soon as the match started.
Yeah. They could have booked it and pasted in the same way they did the Sami and Jay versus Judgment Day matchup, where we got 17 minutes and only 1 commercial break. I wish they could have done that for this matchup, but what we saw was a damn good matchup between these two guys. Great, in fact. I thought this was the best match on the show, spoiler alert, but what did you think?
Agreed on all those takes. Like I said, sometimes I forget Jey Uso works here. Like they've been keeping Jey Uso like we got none. You were going to do nothing until it's time for you to team up with Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn, welcome to the tag team division again, my brother. That's your next direction, you and Jay, which should be fun. That should be fun. But this match is easily their best. It's a lot of fun. What can I keep saying about Braun? Every week after week, this guy delivers. This guy's amazing. And I liked him before his entrance, talking a little trash and all that. That was cool. He came across as a badass. This is what badasses do. And even his theme song is catching on to me. Like the way it just transitioned into that, it seemed I enjoyed it for once. So it was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Braun, man. He's the man.
He's the man. I like this push. I've been enjoying it. I'm convinced that Bron Breakker is a future world heavyweight champion or WWE champion. They just got to continue on this path, and they got to give him a nice little follow-up feud, whether it be Ilya Dragunov or someone else, maybe a Jey Uso, someone else that is kind of up to his level that can either make him a prominent heel or even a tweener where we could choose how we want to view Braun, because the fans are getting behind him.
They want to share him.
Yeah. But
you could
great matchup.
You could, before you do the Jay Sami team, you could do that.
Yeah,
but
that's what I think.
Yeah, you got to be okay with Jay losing.
I'm fine with that.
It's fine. It's fine. Are they fine?
Only these weird people that want Jey Uso to be world heavyweight champion.
It will happen. It will happen next year.
No, it won't.
2025.
No, it will not, sir. But 2025 will be the Usos back to making the tag team division. Motor City Machine Guns and Lucha Bros. But sound off in the live chat. We thank you guys for your super chat donation. Thank you guys for interacting with us. Final call for super chat donations, and let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP, out of 10. What did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for me and Romeo for the August 12th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, what did you give this show, Romeo?
7.2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7. 7 out of 10 for me. I was leaning. I was like 7, 7.5 is where I'm at, but I'm gonna lean towards a 7. I thought the opening to the show was good stuff to follow up with the Judgment Day. I thought the main event was great. I just wasn't into a lot. It was very reminiscent of the Dynamite show from last week, where the middle portion I'm not that enthused about. I like things, but I don't like love things. Like I love the main event and love the opening with the Judgment Day. I love the Orton and Gunther and Drew and CM Punk segment, but other than that, a lot of the middle was indifferent for me. But what was your match of the night, Romeo?
Main event.
100% Braun Sammy 3 for sure. MVP for the show.
Bron Breakker. Honorable mention to the other Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my MVP. I'm going to say Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. They had a nice little showing in that opening promo for me.
There you go.
I enjoyed Dom as a character.
She gives me candies. I'll always laugh.
I'm sorry. That made me chuckle. That made me chuckle the most tonight on the show. And your LVP for the show, Romeo?
Definitely Adam Pearce, week after week. And the fucking, I don't even know their name. I forget their name on purpose now. The something collective, whatever. Pure Fusion something. PF. Whatever bullshit name. Terrible.
Yeah, honestly, that's my LVP, Pure Fusion Collective, because my enthusiasm of the show went down when I found out that was the thing. Like I was like, I gotta check out. I can't get into this. I was really like holding on to get to the Punk, Drew, and Gunther segment. I was like, I gotta hold on, but goddamn, this is awful. This is really bad. Dumbass name. Please make it stop. We got a super chat donation from I Make Beats. Thank you so much, I Make Beats, for the support. He says, match of the night, Seth and Braun. I think he meant Sami and Braun. MVP, Bronson Reed. And LVP, as always, Adam Pearce. Fair.
Nobody likes Pearce. The character.
Everyone.
I'm sure the man is a
Pearce
fine gentleman.
He's awesome. He's great. He was great in ROH as well. But not as a general manager. Romeo, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
Romeo Damas, all social media. Check out my YouTube, subscribe there, and you'll see me again later on review, I guess. Yeah.
Next Tuesday, we're here every Tuesday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. It's becoming the best Monday night review in the land. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are always here. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month, exclusive content, and the best place to support us when we are not live here. We won't have a live stream tomorrow, but we will have our short on NXT by Chris G, so be on the lookout for that. I will be back with you 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time on AE Ramble, reviewing this week's AEW Dynamite, a jam-packed AEW Dynamite with the Acclaim versus the Young Bucks, Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida. You got Swerve Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta as they're gearing up for All In. So me and Jimmy will be live on Thursday for that. So be on the lookout. Check out Collision Discourse. Check out the True Hill Heat flagship podcast with myself, the Top Guy JJ, Miss Chrissy Love, and the True Draw Josh. One of our better episodes where we break down everything with the Lucha Bros leaving AEW for WWE, as well as we answer the question, can the Judgment Day story be as big and compelling That's the Bloodline Saga. So check it out right now.
Cero. Miedo.
What can they change that to? Is it Zero?
F that. We're not changing shit. You keep that. You kidding me?
They're
You
gonna
change that, they're dead in the
they're-
water.
They're gonna change it.
Dead in the water.
For Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 30. What badasses do for the August 12th, 2024 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until